So hello, Instagram and Facebook.
Hello, and welcome to our weekly chat.
Live chat on spirituality. We have a similar chat in Icelandic, always on Wednesdays as well. So we try to do this one after the other. Sometimes we have some obstacles on the way.
Like today, but
Like
it's
today.
a beautiful day.
Yes.
We had lots and lots of snow.
It's really cold as well here in Iceland. It's minus 10, minus 15 degrees, so it's quite cold. But a beautiful day, at least. It's window weather, as we call it. We look out the window and it's beautiful, but when we come out, then we freeze our asses off. That's what window weather is.
Yeah, but the most beautiful thing is all the light codes, we can say, all the sparkles that we see on the ground and on the snow.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
And Archangel Metatron told us through one of our channelings that the light beings, they use the geometrical forms of winter, for example, snowflakes, and we call them frost roses, frozen water forms, geometrical forms that we can see when it freezes. They use that to not transform light, but to
transmit.
Yeah, to transmit light and to transmit healing and deliver light codes and light language to Earth. So I thought that was quite fascinating to hear. Yes. Very interesting to hear. Yes. But today we are going to discuss, or the question that we got from our followers, what does it mean to be a light worker? What is that?
Yeah, what is a light worker, and can anyone be a light worker?
Yeah.
And is it our part of our purpose as humans to be light workers? Big questions.
Yeah, the easy answer is yes. We can all be light workers, and we are all born as light workers. Or the word that we use in Icelandic is not maybe light worker, but light carrier, the carrier of light, somebody that carries the light forward. And yes,
that's something we can all do. But there is a but. We need to take care of our own energy, and we need to take care of our own light so that we can be this pure vessel of light, or so that we can stream the light to others, so that we can, we can share compassion and we can share love. And that's something that we need to be conscious about.
Yeah. And the metaphor of the lantern is a very good metaphor. So if we look at ourselves and our light as lanterns, that we are lanterns, and our inner light, or our love, or light of love that we want to shine out to the world, we carry it with us. If we have a lot of unsolved trauma ourselves, or if we are very occupied with negative energy, we participate in negative talk, we focus on everything that's wrong in the world, except, everything is wrong in the world instead of focusing on what is right in the world and what is good. We slowly mist or fog up the glass in our lantern. So both, it's harder for us to maybe sense the light, but it's also much harder for us to transmit the light out to the universe, and for the universe to see and feel our light.
Yeah. So we need to cleanse. We need to get the cloth and start cleaning.
Yeah.
And it's something that is necessary for all of us. And no matter how long we've been working, we need to continue working on ourselves. And that's something that is an essential part of being, spiritually awake, is that we need to consciously continue working through whatever comes up in life, because life is never static. There are always things that come up, and we are here to learn. So it's as simple as that. So we need to be conscious about clearing. And for me, it's also important that we can, we can be this pure, we can send pure light, that we are not filtered through so many veils that we often have. And as life happens, we often tend to, build around us a number of veils that we need to get through. But if we are pure, if we are not constantly categorizing things, putting things in boxes, trying to understand, but we can just allow ourselves to let the light, let the love flow without expectations, without, expecting something to happen, without trying to control it in some way. Because, if we show understanding and we just let go of whatever we want to happen, then the light goes where it's needed.
And we also have to be aware of, if we are and want to be light workers and pure carriers of light, we are of course humans as well, and we have feelings, and we will stumble, and all different things can happen along the way. But that's okay. That's a part of being human, and how we work through the challenges we have is what makes us, I think, better light workers in the end. And it's also good to be conscious of, when we shine our light and when our light is pure and bright, it will attract other people that are looking for somebody to light their way, for somebody to maybe learn from, or for somebody that to have a heart connection with. And if we haven't worked through our issues, such as like codependency and things like that, it's very easy for us to fall into the role of being the savior. But though we are light workers and light carriers, does not mean that we are here to save anybody, because we cannot take away their ability to grow. They have to work through their challenges as well. But we can share our experiences, and we can gently illuminate possible paths for them to walk, just as we were, maybe somebody else did that for us.
Yeah, we can be this guiding light in people's lives, but there are so many things that impact our light, and therefore, our lantern starts to get foggy again, such as fear, for example, prejudice, and so on. And there are so many things and so many emotions that are based on fear. So that's something to be conscious about. And if we are constantly, or not even constantly, if we tune into the negative energies of the world, we are fogging up our the glass around us, or the energy around us, so that we can not transmit the light as purely as before. And that's something to be conscious about. And for me, I always like to think about the glasses half full rather than half empty. And being, some people would say, yeah, but that's not, you cannot always just be positive. But it's also, for me, it's trusting that positive things are happening and will happen, but I will still need to work through things.
And it's not about being a Pollyanna, or not being aware of that there are difficult things happening around you and in the world. It's just that you choose not to put all your energy and focus in feeding that fear. Because if we are constantly feeding the fear, we are also giving it more power. And then we are giving the situation that we are not happy with, we are making it possible for that situation to be even bigger and to gain more power and strength. And that's the opposite of what we want to do, really. And we sometimes talk about the example of how we study history in school. I have a daughter that's 18 years old now, and she just sat through, I think, 2 or 3 months of history class in her school. And for 2 or 3 months, she had to write essays and read constantly about terrible things, about war, about genocide, about who was where and when and why did that happen, and what car was the people, and where did that bomb go off, and how many people died. And she was just traumatized after it. And that made me think a lot about how we look at history, about just the history of mankind. And we are always so focused on all the terrible things that have happened. And of course, the reason why we do that is we tell ourselves it's because we want to learn from them and we don't want them to happen again. Completely true. We don't want that. But what if we would take all the energy that we point towards all these negative and terrible things, and we would try to focus it on all the wonderful things that happened along the way? What were the good things? What were the blessings? What was happening that was really positive and good? Even though these terrible things were going on as well, there were other things that happened along the way that were wonderful. Revolutions, technology advances. There was all kinds of medical advances and things like that that we should maybe try to put our focus more on. Because if we had put our focus on all the positive things, I'm pretty sure that our world would be a lot different from what it is today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is something that is important to keep in mind. And so can anyone be a light worker? Yeah, the simple answer is yes. Is it maybe part of our purpose as humans? Many of us have this purpose, yes. But there is all kinds of learning on the way. And we also always have a choice. We always have a conscious choice. So it is up to us to decide if we want to be a light worker or not. And we may have come into life with this purpose, but we may have decided on the way that that's not where we want to be. But I think there are so many light workers around us. Most of us are light workers. We can have positive impact. But we need to take care of ourselves first. We need to find our light. We need to make sure that that light is growing.
And many of us have this really strong urge to serve the world. We feel this purpose of helping, of assisting and making the world a better place. And it's very important along the way that we don't forget, like Alma says, we have to take care of ourselves first. I mean, the oxygen mask has to go first on ourselves before we can help anybody else. And if it's not enough to just clean one side of the lantern, we have to clean the whole vista. And I think we've met a lot of people that are healers and do all kinds of light work treatments. And they shine their light through their treatment, but maybe then when they come back to their life outside their treatment space, there's not a lot of light shining. There's maybe a lot of negativity, a lot of self-loathing, unhappiness, being in a situation that they don't, maybe personal situations that we don't want to be in, which tells us that people are not working through their own things, but they are maybe fleeing.
Yeah, by serving others.
By serving others, they are not focusing on themselves, and that's when you are escaping your own life. And we can only do that for so long before our light burns out, and that's something we don't want.
Yeah, we need to have our light strong, and it is so strong. It's stronger than anything, and we need to keep our light shining strongly so that we can feed others as well and support others.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we hope you enjoyed the talk.
Yeah.
And we look forward to being with you again next Wednesday.
Yeah, please send us some suggestions if there's anything specific you would like to hear us talk about. We're always open for exciting topics.
Yes.
So until next time.